Hey guys, I hope that I'm live right now. If you guys are able to listen to me properly as well as there's no issues with the audio or the video, please let me know. Hello everyone, I hope that I'm live right now. If you guys are able to listen to me properly as well as there's no issues with the audio or the video, please let me know. Good. Good evening everybody. Good evening. Good evening. How are you guys? How are you guys? Good evening everyone. How are you? Excellent. Great. Are you fine? I'm having still have a bit of fever, but there's no issues in that. Okay. Okay, great. So can somebody let me know what have we studied in our yesterday's class, guys? Can you guys let me know what have we studied in our yesterday's class? Please let me know, guys. Can you guys let me know what have we studied in our yesterday's class, guys? Please let me know. Yeah, today is day 4, guys, as you're able to see live day 4 JavaScript right over here. So it's day 4. Okay, we had an introduction to React and basics that we dealt with. We looked at code sandbox, okay, and React.js basics, how websites basically work. So that is what we were able to see for our yesterday's class. Today we are going to start with the coding aspect of React. Okay, please be ready for the same. It would be extremely easy. Okay, there will be nothing too difficult about it, and I hope that you guys will be able to understand everything. Okay. सर आपको 10 मिनट में फीवर आ गया, अभी लास्ट बूट कैम्प में तो नहीं था. Engineer vlogger, I'm having fever from yesterday itself, but I'm still taking up boot camps because that is my role right over here. We don't want you guys to suffer at any point of time. Yesterday as well, even though I had fever, I had completed almost 45 minutes of the class, but because of buffering, I had to cancel the class. So you don't have to worry about it until unless it's such a case that I'm not able to get up from my bed. You will have to see me every single day taking up boot camps. You're not going to escape from me. Okay, so don't worry about that. So okay. Okay, great. So so what we'll be doing in today's class is that we'll be looking at how to set up the application. Okay, what is the like which type of files do we require, how we are going to require those files, how we are going to use those files as well. And we'll be starting off with basics of React that we are going to start off with. It will be pretty simple. So while doing React, okay, today is day 5, but still in day 4, because Niranjan, yesterday we were having a lot of buffering. So I said that we'll be having the class again today. Okay, so you don't have to worry about it. Like I said, my major concern is for you guys. Okay, so you never have to worry about any kind of stuff. Okay, I attended all the classes and completed the project of Google Drive. I have not received the DevTown certificate but received the Google and Microsoft certificate. Apurva Saini, in the last class as well, I had told you guys that the DevTown certificate haven't been dispatched. It will take us 1 or 2 days before dispatching it. Please be patient. Okay, we are not going anywhere. We are here only for the rest of your life. Okay, you will get the certificates in a few days, so just be patient and wait for it. Okay, great. So shall we start with our today's class, guys? Please do let me know. Shall we start with our today's class, guys? Please do let me know, guys. Great. So yesterday I had shown you guys how to create or open up the React application right over here. What we are going to do right now is we are going to make some changes to it. As you're able to see, you are having your index.html right over here. First, we'll make the files part a bit smaller because we are not going to require that real estate, and we will be hiding the browser. Now to hide the browser, what you want to do is you want to take the entire thing to the slide the entire thing towards the right, and then increase the size. Okay, increase the size. So that has been hidden right now. The browser, you will be able to see it right over here. We have previously opened it up, so there's no issues. What we want to do right now is inside of index.html. Okay, so you are having this with two folders right over here on the left hand side, the public folder and the src folder. The public folder and the src folder. Give me a second, guys. I need to bring my phone. I'm not able to see your live chat if you guys have any questions. So give me a second, guys. I will just bring my phone. Okay, give me a second. Okay, sorry for making you guys wait. I have brought in the phone as well. Let me just open up the live chat on my mobile phone. Give me a second, guys. Okay, so I've opened up the live chat as well. Okay, and now we'll continue from right over there. So what we want to do right now is the first thing that we have to do is as you're able to see on the left hand side. Okay, on the left hand side you'll be able to see there are two file folders. Okay, there are two folders. One is called as the public folder and one is called the src folder. Are you guys able to see this? Please let me know, guys. You're able to see we are having the public folder and the src folder. Are you guys able to see both of them? Please do let me know. Okay, so the first thing that we have to do is there is a styles.css file inside of the src folder. The styles.css file inside of the src folder. Just click on this particular file, drag it and drop it inside the index.html. Okay, drag this particular file styles.css into the public folder. Okay, into the public folder. As you are able to see right over here, there is the index.html file as well as the styles.css file right over here itself. Index.html and the styles.css inside of the public folder right now instead of the src folder. Now inside of the public folder you are having the index.html. Just scroll a little bit down inside of the file itself, and let me just find it out. Okay, so we don't require anything else to be done in this file, I guess. It has not been set up right now, but okay, so once that has been done, okay, once that has been done, you have shifted the file from src folder to the styles public folder. I want you guys to hover over the app.js file. Okay, I want you guys to hover over the app.js file. Okay, and click on this little cross button. Okay, click on this particular cross button. This will delete this file app.js. We don't require it right now, so we'll be deleting this file. We just want index.js right over there. Okay, we just want index.js right over there. Inside of the index.js file, just select everything and click on delete. Okay, select everything and click on delete. There shouldn't be anything inside of our index.js. It should be completely empty, as you're able to see. We are having the index.html, styles.css and index.js. And index.js is completely empty right over here. Next, I want you guys to go on the React app, reload the page. As you're able to see, there's nothing on the page itself. I want you guys to go back to the index.html. Okay, and right over here, if you are writing something, hello world, okay, just above the div tag, just above the div tag, if you're writing something like hello world right over here, going back to your website, you will be able to see hello world printed out on your screen. Okay, hello world printed out on your screen. Now this hello world is coming from whatever you are writing inside of index.html. Whatever you are writing inside of index.html, this is coming from right over there. Okay, this hello world is coming from right over there, guys. Now you want to showcase this hello world using React, and so this is HTML. You don't want to use HTML. You don't even you don't want to concern yourself with HTML. You want to use React to be able to do that. You want to use React to be able to do that. So for that reason, what we are going to do right now is we are going to start writing our very first code in React.js. Okay, we are going to start writing our very first piece of code inside of React.js, guys. And it is going to be very easy. Just focus upon what I'm saying, what I'm doing. You will be easily able to understand most of the stuff. Okay, you will be easily able to understand most of the stuff, guys. So you don't have to worry about anything. Please try to make sure that you are listening to me carefully, and that will be more than sufficient. Okay. Mohammed, you will be getting your Microsoft certificate in a few days. It takes time to send the certificates. Okay. So it gets sent according to a hierarchy itself. It takes almost a week to send out all the certificates. So it will take a lot of time to get the certificates. You can be patient. Okay. We cannot send all the certificates at once. So it takes us some time to send the certificates as well. Now if you are coming to this particular sandbox info, okay, if you click on the top right top left corner, okay, on the top left corner you will be able to see a box. If you are able to click on that, that is the sandbox info box. Okay, if you click on that and you try to scroll a little bit down below, okay, check. Okay, just click on this files page itself. So on the files page itself we are having it. So the second icon, that is the explorer icon. Okay, on the second icon, that is the explorer icon, just click on that. If you scroll down below, there are some dependencies that has been installed inside your sandbox. Okay, the React dependency, the React DOM dependency, and the React scripts dependency. These are some of the packages that are out there, some of the piece of code. So to use React, somebody has created, see, somebody has coded the entire React library. Okay, somebody has created the entire thing. To be able to use it, you need to install. So to be able to use a software at any point of time, if you want to use a software, you need to install that software first. Okay, if you want to play GTA 5, then you have to install GTA 5, download GTA 5, install it. Only then you will be able to play it. Similarly, if you want to use a particular library, like let's say React, React DOM, React scripts, you have to download that first. You have to install that first, and then you will be able to use it. So that has already been done by the sandbox for you. By default, these are the three particular libraries that are already made available to you. Okay, that are already made available to you. Okay. So what you have to do right now is to use this particular library. To use this particular library, you need to tell JavaScript. Okay, you need to tell JavaScript that you require it. Okay, you need to tell JavaScript that you require it. Okay, that I require this particular library. Let me use it. Okay, so to do that, it's very easy. What we are going to do is we are going to create a variable called as React. Okay, var React is equals to require. Okay, require, and then in parentheses, so you want to tell JavaScript that I require this library. I require this library. Okay, and then in parentheses you have to write in inverted commas REACT with R in small case. Okay, REACT in small case. Now this React library that exists right over here, what is the use of this particular library? So it contains something that is called as your Babel. Okay, it contains something that is called as the Babel compiler. Okay, so the code that you are going to write right over here, I will be explaining what is the use of Babel compiler after we have written the entire code. Okay, let me just write this entire code first. Okay, just remember that this React library that we are currently requiring right over here, it contains something that is called as the Babel compiler. Okay, remember this name. After 10 minutes, I'll be explaining to you guys what is the use of this Babel compiler. If I'm explaining to you guys right now, you won't be able to understand it. But wait for 10 minutes, you will be able to understand it completely. Okay. The next particular thing that you need to require is var. Okay. So there are two particular dependencies, that the libraries that you need to use. So it is going to be var react dom is equals to require, in parenthesis, react dom. Okay. Parenthesis react dom right over here. Nikita Yadav, sir, you said we can complete our project on mobile phone, but in Google Colab, it's not showing the share option. Nikita, it's a website. If it is showing it in the desktop mode, it will be showing it in the mobile mode as well. If you're still not able to see it, just open it up in your Chrome. Okay, Google Chrome. Select the option of show in desktop mode. You will be able to see the button. See, these type of questions you can easily search on your internet. Okay, if there's a button on the laptop mode, it's a website. It will open up the exact same website in the normal phone mode as well. So these type of questions is basically showing off that you need to use a little bit more brain. Okay, don't do that kind of stuff. Okay, just search for it. Why to waste the classes time for answering such questions? We've given you the access to the Discord channel for these purposes. If these type of questions and I'm not able to get this certificate, or I'm not like able to open this up, I have what to do in this particular case, use the Discord channel, guys. Okay, great. So React DOM. Now what is this DOM? Okay, document object model. Okay, this is called as document object model. So we need to understand what is this React DOM, where this comes from. So let us try to understand that first. So let's assume, okay, your HTML page, okay, your HTML page is basically called as your document. Okay, your HTML page is called as your document itself. DOC, document. Okay, the HTML page. So this is nothing else but your HTML page, guys. Okay, now inside of your HTML page, what early on used to happen, okay, early on what used to happen is your document will contain HTML inside of it. Then it will contain like various different tags. So the h1 tag, the paragraph tag, then it will contain some other tag, maybe a div tag, and so on and so forth. Okay, so content inside of it, then something else down the entire path. Okay, let's assume there's a checkbox right over here. Let's assume there's a checkbox right over here. So what happened before React? I'm talking about stuff before React. Okay, yesterday I gave you an example for this as well. If this is getting changed, okay, if this is getting changed, it is getting selected or checked or unchecked. For that to happen, you will have to refresh the entire page. Okay, you will have to refresh the entire page to see that change. Okay, you will have to refresh the entire page to see that change itself. Okay, and that's a huge problem. Okay, that's a huge problem right over there, because every time if a particular message is coming in, you have to refresh the entire page to see that message. If a particular notification is coming in, you have to refresh the entire page to see that notification itself. Now that was changed when React was introduced. Okay, so what happens in React is all this was changed by what is referred to as a virtual DOM. Okay, what is referred to as a virtual DOM. So what happens is, this is your DOM. Okay, so this is your document again, document, and then inside of your document itself, there are various different components. Okay, there are various different components inside of your document. Now one of these maybe one of these components is the message box. Okay, is the message box right over here. Okay, so what happens is that every time any kind of update is happening, okay, this particular message box is getting any kind of updates to it. In that particular case, what will happen is that instead of refreshing the entire page, so React will create a programmed, okay, that is called as a programmed version of this DOM, a cloned version of this DOM. Okay, It will create a cloned version of this particular DOM that will look the exact same. Okay, that will look the exact same. So again, document is here, then you'll be having the component like this, then you'll be having another two components like this. The only difference will be this will have some change, okay, because the message, okay, the message was changed. So there is some change right over here, change. Okay, so here it will be the original, the virtual one will be the original one itself without change. Without change. So what this virtual DOM does is it will compare, okay, it will compare the original DOM with this new virtual DOM. Okay, why virtual? Because this does not exist. This is just a programmed DOM that has been created by React internally. This you are not able to see. This React is doing it in the backend itself. So what it will do is it will check every single component, will check the component on the real DOM with the fake DOM and so on and so forth, until unless it finds any changes that happens between the real DOM and the virtual DOM. If there is any kind of change, then the real DOM, okay, then the real DOM, the virtual DOM will be changed according to that. So the new version of the virtual DOM will be the one with the changed one. So only this particular component itself gets refreshed. Only this particular component gets refreshed instead of refreshing the entire website. Okay, just in the old times you had to refresh the entire website to see the change. Here only that component is getting selected, that is getting a change, and that is getting refreshed. Okay, give me a second, guys, give me a second. Hello. Yeah. गाड़ी के लिए, जो गाड़ी नीचे पार्क्ड है उसके लिए आप मुझे 190 मिनट्स दीजिए, क्योंकि अभी क्या होता है, मैं क्लास ले रहा हूँ. क्लास खत्म होने के बाद मैं नीचे आके गाड़ी को पार्किंग में शिफ्ट कर दूंगा. ठीक है, तो 1.5 आवर्स के बाद आऊँगा मैं. ठीक, थैंक यू सो मच. Okay, so like I said right now, guys, so this is called as document object DOM, okay, virtual DOM property, and that is the reason why you are able to see those messages, okay, because of this property of React. Okay, because of this property of React, and that is like that works using this React DOM like dependency, that works using this React DOM dependency. Are you guys able to understand this? Please do let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? Please do let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? Please do let me know. Great. So next what we are going to do is we are going to use this React DOM dependency, this React DOM library, and a method of it called as render. There's a method inside of the React DOM library called as render. And let us just type it out first of all. React DOM dot render, and then in parentheses. So in this particular function, okay, this particular method takes in two attributes. Okay, this takes in two attributes, two parameters right over here. What you want to show, and where you want to show it. Okay, it takes in two particular attributes, guys, two particular parameters. Okay, DOM full form is document object model. Okay, document object model. Okay, scammer YT. Why is what is the difference between React and DOM? So DOM, if you are able to understand this React library, I've already told you guys, wait for 10 to 15 minutes. Once we have done with this particular code, then only you will be able to understand what that particular, like what is React and why it is required. Okay, second thing, what is the dependency? So whatever code that you are writing right over here, it is dependent upon these libraries. Okay, it is dependent upon these libraries. Okay, dependency is an English term, it's not a programming term. Okay, so just like you are dependent upon your father for financial and emotional help, similar to that, your project is dependent upon these libraries. Without them, it won't use. Okay, so right over here, guys, what you want to show and where you want to show it. Now what we want to show, we want to show hello world on our screen. Okay, that is our aim. We want to show hello world on our screen. Okay, that is our aim. Okay, right now our aim is we want to show hello world using React on our screen. Am I right or wrong, guys? Please let me know. Am I right or wrong, guys? Please let me know. Okay, so what we want to show, hello world. So what we are going to do is, so in HTML you are having tags. In HTML you are having tags out there. One of those tags is the paragraph tag. So whatever you write between the paragraph tag, the opening and the closing paragraph tag, that will look like a paragraph on your screen, just like a normal English paragraph. It will look like that. So we'll be creating a paragraph right over here, paragraph tag, p tag right over here, ending p tag, and then we are going to put up hello world in between them. Okay, so this is what we want to show on our screen. Okay, we want to show a paragraph that contains hello world. Okay, that is what we want to showcase on our screen. Okay, and where do you want to show it? That is a good question. Okay, where do you want to show it? That is a good question. So what we are going to do is we are going to go into our index.html. Okay, and inside of that there is this particular div tag, as you're able to see. There's this div tag, there's an ID of root. So for example, in your, when you are in college, okay, or school, you're having a roll number, you are having an ID associated with it that uniquely identifies you in that entire college. Am I right or wrong, guys? Please let me know. You have an ID or a roll number that uniquely identifies you inside of the entire college itself. The same thing is right over here. This ID root uniquely identifies this div tag through the entire HTML code. In this entire HTML code, only this div tag will be having an ID of root. No other tag can have that ID. Okay, because that uniquely identifies this div tag. Okay, so we want to like try to get the answer right over here. So let's try to figure that out. Okay, how to tell JavaScript that this is where I want to showcase my hello world. Okay, where do you want to show it? So this is where I want to show it. Okay, so how to do that? That is the main question right now. Okay, so that is very simple, guys. What we are going to do is we are going to use a particular DOM manipulation structure. So like I said, the HTML page, okay, do you guys remember when we were talking about the DOM file itself? I said that on the top it's always document. Okay, on the top the HTML file is always referred to as the document itself. Okay, are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. It is referred to as the document itself. Okay, so like I said, the file, okay, I've already told you guys the HTML file is always referred to as the document itself. So what we want to do is we want to get the ID. Okay, where do you want to showcase this p tag? Where do you want to showcase this p tag? You want to showcase it in the document file where the ID is root. Okay, we want to showcase this p tag, that is it's hello world, inside of the document file where the ID is root. Okay, so what we are going to do right now is we are going to write document dot get element by ID. Okay, get element by ID where the ID is root. Okay, so what we are doing right over here is we want to showcase this particular paragraph tag. Okay, we want to showcase this particular paragraph tag itself inside the document. Okay, we want to get the element that has the ID of root. Can a non-IITian get a job in FANG? Sagar, I am a non-IITian. I was working in Google. So if you want an example, I'm sitting right in front of you. I have many friends who were in various different colleges itself. They were in MIT, VIT, SRM. They were in third-tier colleges as well, who got into companies like Microsoft, Amazon, even our own students, even so leave non-IITian students, okay, non-engineering students as well. For example, we had students in commerce who went into Amazon. We had and Microsoft. We had students in like merchant navy. Okay, that is not even in engineering field. Okay, in maritime engineering, who got into Amazon as a front-end engineer. Okay, so that thing you need to get it off from your mind, that only IITians get into FANG. Okay, there's nothing like that. If somebody is telling you, then he himself has no idea. Just ignore that particular person. Okay, so right over here, where do you want to show it? I want to show it in document.getElementById root. Okay, now I'll be saving this. I will be saving it right over here. I'll be going back to my website, reloading the page. As you're able to see, there was just one hello world on our screen. Right now we are having two hello worlds. Okay, we are having two hello worlds. So let us go back. Let us go to the index.html. We'll delete our hello world in the index.html. Okay, so that now we only have one hello world on the screen. So as you're able to see, this hello world that you're able to see on the screen, it is being rendered by React. Okay, it is being rendered by React. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. So I've written a very small code in React to put something on the website. So you have started out with React, guys. They have started out with React right over here. Okay, are you guys able to understand? Please do let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? Please do let me know. Great. So the next thing that we need to look at is, let's go back. Now, this is a JavaScript file. We are writing JavaScript code right over here. But what the fuck is this? This is not JavaScript in any way. Okay, whatever we are written right over here, this is not JavaScript in any way. Do you agree with this or not, guys? Okay, whatever we have written right over here, that is not JavaScript in any way. Do you agree with me or not? Please do let me know. Do you agree with me, guys? Please do let me know. So this is basically called as JSX. This is not JavaScript. This is not your normal JavaScript that you always use. So let me do one thing. Let me hide this up. We don't require it anymore. Okay, so this is not your plain JavaScript that we were learning up till now. This is called as JSX, okay, or JavaScript XML. Okay, this is called as JSX or JavaScript XML, which is a mixture. This looks very similar to JavaScript, but it is a mixture of JavaScript where you are able to write HTML code inside of it. Okay, where you are able to write HTML code inside of it itself. This is not what we were learning was called as vanilla JavaScript. Okay, what we were learning was called as vanilla JavaScript. This is called as JSX. Like I said, it just looks like JavaScript. It's not exactly JavaScript. Okay, so this makes your life easy because you are easily able to code it. Okay, you are easily able to code it because you know JavaScript, you know HTML, you will be able to code anything. Okay, it makes your life easy. If I had to do the exact same thing, without using JSX, okay, just by using JavaScript, if I had to do the exact same thing just by using JavaScript, then this is the code that you would have to write. Okay, I'm writing the code right now. Var h1, I'm creating a variable called as h1 is equals to document. Okay, that is the document that was there, dot create element. Okay, create element. I want to create an h1 element. So right over here, sorry, a paragraph element. Okay, let me create a paragraph element. Right over here, we are using a paragraph tag. So let us create a paragraph element. So var p is equals to document dot create element p. Okay, then p dot inner HTML is equals to, we'll be having hello world. Then document dot get element by ID root dot append child p. You don't have to understand the code. Okay, this is not something that you have to understand. These 3 lines of code, you don't have to understand it. Okay, but if I'm saving this, I'm going back to the website, reloading the page, you'll be able to see that now again 2 hello worlds are being shown on your screen. Okay, we are getting 2 hello worlds that are shown by our screen. One is getting rendered using the JSX code that we had written, and one is getting rendered up with the JavaScript code that we have written. And as you're able to see, the JSX code is just one line of code, which is so easy to understand, nothing too complicated. But right over here, we are having 3 lines of code in JavaScript to do the exact same thing. And as your website gets more and more complicated, these lines of code will get like huge. Okay, it will be very difficult to maintain it as well. That is the reason why we don't use plain old JavaScript. We use something called as vanilla. We use something called as JSX, so that it's easy for us to use. Now that JSX cannot be run directly, the JSX cannot be run directly. These type of code cannot be compiled directly. So React contains something that is called as the Babel compiler. Okay, React contains something that is called as the Babel compiler. The Babel compiler will compile this line down, the JSX line down, to this particular code. Okay, it will change the exact, so whatever you have written this particular line of code, Babel will change that line of code to these 3 lines of code, guys, these 3 lines of code. Okay, and then it gets compiled. So that is the use of Babel compiler that comes with the React library. That is the use of it. Okay, that is, you want to compile the JSX code that you have written very easily into this hard to understand JavaScript code, and then it gets executed. Okay, are you guys able to understand this? Please do let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? Please do let me know. JSX full form is JavaScript XML, guys. Are you guys able to understand up till here? Please let me know. Let me give you guys the attendance for today. You will be having 3 minutes to complete, sorry, for 10 minutes to give the attendance. Okay, responses, accepting, send, link, shorten, copy, QR, code generator, paste, refresh the page itself, paste, download, J4A, download, P. So you have up till 18. Okay, that is 8:18 to fill up the attendance form. After that, I will be closing the attendance form up, guys. You have 10 minutes. I will be closing the attendance form at 8:18. Okay, so you have 10 minutes to fill up the attendance form. I've shown you guys the QR code right over here. 10 minutes to fill up the attendance form. At 8:18 the QR will be closed. Okay, so I've shown you the QR form. You have 8 minutes to complete it. Up till then, I'm going into another universe for 10 minutes, that you guys are able to complete the attendance in 10 minutes. Okay, so let me enter into another universe. Let me close the video capture and mute myself. Hey guys, so I'm back. Let's continue with the class itself. If everybody is able to listen me properly as well as there's no issues with the audio, please let me know. You guys are able to listen to me properly as well as there's no issues with the audio or the video, please let me know, guys. No issues. Okay, great. So initially there was a question in the form, but I forgot it to delete it. But later on, I had deleted it. Hence, some of the people got the question, some of them didn't get the question. So you don't have to worry about it. Okay. Uh, okay. So that has been done right now. So even if you didn't get the question, you don't have to worry about anything. Okay, that is how I intended it to be. Okay. Okay. Now, right over here, we use the require keyword to get the like required dependencies, required modules for our code. If you guys remember, you guys remember that? Please let me know. You guys remember when we were writing our code for the React module, okay, and the React DOM module itself, we use the require keyword. Okay, we got the required keyword. Do you remember that? Please let me know, guys. So according to the, because we are using JSX and the latest version of JavaScript, this is something that is from a previous version of JavaScript, from an older version of JavaScript itself. So with the latest type of code that is there, okay, latest code that we can use, instead of writing require, we can use the import statement. Okay, we can use the import statement that we want to import React from React. Okay, so this is the, it will do the exact same thing as required, but that is the latest way of writing it. Okay, latest way of writing it. This is a little bit old. This was just to make sure that you guys are able to understand it. Okay, we are doing the exact same thing but writing a different code. Okay, so what we'll be doing is we'll be doing import React from React. Okay, this is doing the exact same thing, guys. Okay, this is the exact, doing the exact same thing. Okay, there's no difference, but because I wanted you guys to understand, that is the reason why I had told you guys this. Okay, similarly right over here as well, we'll be having import React DOM is equals to, we'll be removing it to from React DOM, as simple as that. This is doing the exact same thing. Okay, this is doing the exact same thing, guys. Are guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Okay, so this is your total React code, a basic amount of React code that you have written right over here. Okay, basic amount of React code that you have written right over here. Now, the next thing that you need to understand is that okay, so the concept of components, yesterday we had learned about components. If you guys remember, we had given you a basic introduction of components. Do you guys remember that? Please do let me know. Yesterday I had given you a basic introduction about components. Do you guys remember that? Please do let me know. Okay, so the components itself, you can, each of these components have its very own HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Okay, so these components are itself like a miniature website on your website. It's like a miniature website on your website itself. And to create these components is something that is of an highly important stuff to know and discuss as well. That is what we'll be focusing next. Okay, guys. Okay, some people are writing something. Sagar, so on day 3, I have by mistakenly filled my day 3 attendance from another email ID. Please reply. If that is just one day stuff, we'll be able to find it. You don't have to panic about it. Okay, there's no issues right over there. Okay, so it is necessary to give a name of the imported library. Of course, how will JavaScript know what you want to import if you're not specifying it right over there? Okay. See, attendance time 10 minutes, 900 people were there, 1100 people filled up the attendance form. If 200 people who are not even there in the class were able to fill the attendance form within that time and you are not able to do it, then that's your problem. Nobody can help you guys out. Some of your names, I'm seeing it for the very first time throughout the entire class today. Some of you were asking if the attendance have been shared or not. I have read that, Siddiqui. So, of course, I'm not heeding to what you are going to say. Okay, if you're there in the class, you will be able to fill it up. If you're not there in the class, will not be able to fill it up. Okay. Okay, so please do not discuss deviate from the topic. If you're here to learn, you can learn. If you're not here to learn, you can waste the time continuing further. Okay, so let's assume that I want to showcase. Okay, I want to put up, let's assume right now what I want to do is I want to have a heading. Okay, I want to have a heading. So an article. Okay, I want to create an article. I want to have a heading, React Bootcamp. Okay, React Bootcamp. Now this React Bootcamp is a heading itself, just like in newspaper you are having a heading. Okay, just like in newspaper you are having a heading that is big and bold. Okay, just like in a newspaper you are having a big and bold heading. Similar to that, this text should be big and bold, and then there should be a paragraph. Okay, there should be a paragraph down below. Okay, there should be a paragraph of text down below. Okay, so this is a paragraph. Now to make a particular text big and bold using HTML, to make a particular text big and bold using HTML, you have to use the h1 tag. Okay, you have to use the h1 tag. Just like for creating a paragraph, okay, we have to use the paragraph tag, p tag. Similar to that, if you want to make a text big and bold, we use the h1 tag. So right over here, we want to have an h1 tag. Okay, we want to have an h1 tag right over here. So h1, okay, h1, and then we have to close the h1 tag as well. And then inside we want to have the text that is React Bootcamp. Okay, and then inside of the paragraph tag, okay, and then inside of the paragraph tag we want to have the text. Okay, so let me just get some text from the internet. React, get some text from right over here to create our paragraph, and we'll paste it up inside our code itself. A description about React, Control V. Let's save this up. And if you are going on our website right now, it won't work. Okay, if we are going on our website right now, it won't work. As you're able to see, we are getting a syntax error. Okay, we are getting a syntax error. Do you guys remember what is syntax? Do you guys remember what is syntax, guys? Please let me know. Do you guys remember what is syntax? Please let me know, guys. You guys remember what is syntax? What is syntax? Let me know. What is syntax? Let me know, guys. IMP Vishal, you're not that important. Okay, like I said, if you are there in the class, if you are listening to me, you will have no issues with the attendance. If you're not coming on time in the class, you're not listening to the class, then you have missed the attendance. There's nothing that can be done. Okay, there is only one QR code for right now. The grammar, that is, we are making a grammatical error. So what is happening right over here is that the rule of React says, React render method, okay, the rule of React DOM.render method says it can render only one element at a time. It can, so here you are trying to render two elements. You are trying to render an h1 element as well as you are trying to render a paragraph element. Okay, you are trying to render two elements right over here, an h1 element and a paragraph element. Am I right or wrong, guys? We are trying to render two elements right over here, the h1 element and the paragraph element. Okay, So the syntax for the React DOM.render method states that we can only render one element at a time. We can only render one element at a time. Now this is a big problem for us. It's a huge problem for us because we want to render two elements. How can we render it as a one element only? We want to render two elements. So what is the solution for that? What is the solution for that? The solution for that is just like in a tiffin box, you are having some vegetable, you're having some bread, you are having some fruits. Okay, so all these different stuff, okay, you cannot carry it in your hands and go to your school. Okay, you cannot carry in your hands and go to your school. You cannot carry these in different like individually. So what you do is you containerize them. You containerize the bread, the vegetable, the fruits together into a box, and that box you are able to take it to the school. Am I right or wrong, guys? Please let me know. You cannot take these stuff individually in your hands and go to school. So you containerize them into a single box and then you take it to the school. Similarly, right over here as well, we want to render two elements, but the React DOM.render method states that you can only render one element. So what we are going to do is we are going to containerize. We are going to containerize this h1 and the paragraph element into a single element. Okay, we're going to use the div tag. Okay, there's another tag that is called as the div tag. It is used to containerize different elements. Okay, we are going to containerize the h1 element and the paragraph element into the div tag, div tag. That is nothing else but that is going to containerize them into a single element. Okay, now you are going to render up the div tag. Okay, you are going to render up the div tag. Okay, are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. So what we are going to do is we are going to containerize. We are going to enclose this into a div tag. So starting div tag, okay, and then ending div tag after the paragraph tag has ended. So here we'll be having the ending div tag. We're going to save this. As you're able to see, we have containerized the h1 and the paragraph tag into a div tag. Okay, we have containerized the h1 and the paragraph tag into a div tag, and now once we are saving it and going back to our website, we are able to see that we are getting the h1 tag, that is the big bold text, as well as the paragraph tag on our screen. Okay, we are able to get both the tags. Okay, so now using this particular method, we can get hundreds of tags on our screen itself. Okay, we can get as many number of elements that, or as many number of components that you want on your screen. Now we are going to convert. So this is our normal render method, normal code that you have written. Now we are going to convert this into its very own component. Okay, we are going to convert this into a very own component itself, guys. That is what we are going to see right now. Are you guys able to understand? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand? Please let me know, guys. No sir, div is unique, so how can we insert two elements on one id? No, that is not what is happening. See, div tags are different div tags. Okay, this div tag has no id associated with it. That we can have thousands of div tags on the same website. Okay, we can have thousands of div tags on the same website, but we can only have one div tag with the id of root. Okay, we cannot have another div tag on the website that has the same id of root. Okay, and this div tag does not has any id. Okay, so this is a totally different div tag. You cannot have same two elements with the same id. Okay, ids cannot be the same. Tags can be as many number of tags that you want. You want to have 50 tags, you have 50 tags. You have 50,000 tags, you have 50,000 tags. There's no issues in that. Okay, okay, so now we are going to convert this into its very own component. As simple as that, guys. And this is going to be very easy. Okay, you don't have to worry about it. It's a very easy task. So what we are going to do right now is we are going to create a function. Okay, we are going to create a function, guys. So first what we are going to do is we are going to create a function called as heading. Okay, we are going to create a function called as heading. Okay, so if you see tion function, and we are going to name it as heading, heading. We are going to have a parenthesis right over here, curly braces right over here, and it is going to return, okay, it is going to return the h1 tag to us. Okay, it is going to return to us the h1 tag. So control X and control V, control S. Okay, so right over here, as we are able to see, we are having the we have created a function called as heading, okay, that contains, that returns the h1 tag back to us. Okay, that returns the h1 tag back to us. Apurva Saini, every day you are the only person who misses the attendance. Okay, I'm not going to do anything. You have to attend the class on time. You have to pay attention to the class. I'm not going to extend any time. Make sure that it is your problem right over there. Okay, are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. So here we have created a function called as heading that contains the h1 tag, okay, that returns the h1 tag back to us, and we are going to use this right over here. So we are going to use heading, heading, and then we are going to use the closing tag as well. We're going to save this. We're going to go back to our website, and as you're able to see, we are still getting, okay, we are still getting the heading on our website. Okay, please do not do this in VS Code. I'm not teaching this in VS Code because most of the people joining our boot camps do not have a laptop. We want to make sure that they are also able to do it. That's why we are using your code sandbox. Please focus upon the class. Do not ask shitty questions. Okay, wait. Okay, do not disturb the class itself. Look at what I'm teaching, understand that, and then we will come up for the end. Okay, please try to understand what I'm teaching right now. This is important stuff, guys. The code is wrong. Okay, Kranti, the code is wrong. Document dot get element by id. Okay, you have just written get element id. Okay, get element by id, that is the code. Please look at the code properly. Okay, so as you're able to see, what we have done is we have replaced the h1 tag with a component that is called as the heading tag itself, as the heading tag itself. Now this is not also a component, this is just a function. Right now we are going to create the component right now. Okay, now one more thing, guys, as you're able to see, there is nothing that is going in between the opening and the closing tag. We're not going to put any text in between the opening and the closing tag right over here. We are going to replace this with a self-closing tag. Okay, this is called as a self-closing tag. Okay, it does not require an opening and a closing tag because we are not going to put any text or any content in between them. So hence we are replacing it with a self-closing tag. Okay. Okay, so right over here that has been done. The next thing that we are going to do right now is we are going to go and create our component. Now we are going to create our component right now, guys. Okay, we are going to create our component right now, guys. So please focus upon it. It is very simple. So what you have to do is you have to create a new file. Okay, what you have to do is, it's very simple, guys. You have to create your own new file, and that we are going to call it as heading.jsx. Okay, we are going to call it as heading.jsx. So in the src, okay, in the src right over here, I want you guys to select this particular new file button. I want you guys to click on this particular new file button. Okay, so as soon as you are clicking on this particular new file button itself, okay, then you have to create a file called as heading.jsx. The h should be capital, guys. Please remember this. The h of this file should be capital. So heading dot jsx, because this is a jsx file. Okay, whatever code that you are going to write is a jsx file. So we are going to create it as heading.jsx file right over here. Then inside of that, we are going to start writing our code. Because this is a JSX file, the first thing that you require is the React import React line. Okay, because this is a JSX file, you're going to write JSX code inside of it. the first thing that you need to have is you want to import React. Okay, so we are going to do that. I don't want to write the code again, so I'm just going to copy it from right over here, Control C, Control V. Then after that, I need to write the function that we are having right over here. So function, we are going to remove it from the main file and we are going to paste it right over here. And then we are going to write one code, that is export. Okay, export default DADING heading. Okay, export default heading right over here. So, and then we are going to save it. Okay, so right over here, what I've done is in this heading.jsx file. Okay, heading.jsx file, what we have done right over here is we have first imported React from React, because this is a JSX code. We need to get, okay, we need to get the Babel compiler to compile this down to proper JavaScript. Okay, then we are having this particular function right over here, this function heading that we have created that returns the like h1 tag. Okay, and then we are having this export default heading. Why this export default heading, guys? Because here in the index.js file we are going to import, okay, we are going to import heading heading from, okay, from heading dot .jsx. Okay, we are going to import heading from heading.jsx. So because this is a file inside the same directory, we are going to write ./heading.jsx right over here. Okay, so while we are importing heading from the heading.jsx file, while we are importing heading from heading.jsx file, how do we know, okay, how do we know which particular function to export? Okay, there might be 50 or 100 different functions in this particular file. There might be 50 or 100 different functions in this particular file. When you are importing a particular when you are importing, okay, when we are importing it right over here, which function are you going to import? Okay, which function are you going to import? Okay, from this file, okay, from heading.jsx file, which function are you going to import? Okay, so for that reason itself, for that reason, we are putting up export default, that whenever this particular file gets imported in some other file, the default function that we want to get exported, because this file will export something and that file will import something. So by default, we want the heading file to get heading function to get exported. Okay, we want to get the heading function exported by default. Are you guys able to understand this? Please do let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? Please do let me know. Are you guys able to understand this? Please do let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? Please do let me know. So I will explain it again. So in this particular file, okay, we have created this heading.jsx file, that is our component called as heading, that has this heading function. Now here it is this one function. Maybe this particular file contains thousands of functions out there. Okay, so thousands of functions are there. So when I'm importing this file, okay, when I'm importing this file, which function do I want to import? How will I find that out? Okay, I'm importing the heading.jsx file. So which particular function is getting imported right over here? How to figure that out? Okay, so for that reason, we are writing this particular statement, that whenever this file is getting imported someplace, then export the only the heading function by default. If there are thousands of other functions, only the heading function is getting exported by default itself. Okay, are you guys able to understand it right now? Please do let me know. Are you guys able to understand it right now? Please do let me know, guys. Great. Apurva Saini, if you have missed today's attendance, there's nothing can be done about it. For the rest of the days, make sure that you are filling up the attendance properly. Okay, if there is inconsistency in your attendance for any of the days at any point of time anymore, then you'll not get the certificate. For today, don't worry, if there is some problem, we'll handle that. Okay, the second attendance, fill it properly. Okay, great. So now that has been done. But if we find that there is some kind of mismatch in your attendance on a daily basis, or even in one of the days previously or in the days coming next, okay, then you are not going to get the certificate. Mistakes can happen, but if I are able to find some inconsistency every day, then that we are not going to take up. Great. So what I want you guys to do is I want you guys to create a component for the paragraph tag. Okay. Today I want you guys to, after the end of the class, I want you guys to go back and create a component for the paragraph tag, guys. Okay. For the paragraph tag, I want you guys to create a component. Okay. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. After this class has ended, okay, I want you to create a component for the paragraph tag. Will you guys be able to do it? Please do let me know, guys. Will you guys be able to do it? Please do let me know, guys. Great. So we'll end the class right over here. Please try to create a component out of this paragraph tag. Okay, it's pretty simple. I've explained to you everything. Okay, practice. Please practice and come to tomorrow's class. Otherwise, there's no like learning that you're doing at any point of time. Okay, so we'll end the class right over here. And there's no attendance right now. Okay, there was just one attendance today. There's no more attendance. Thank you so much, guys. We'll meet tomorrow again at 7:30 and we'll continue from right over there. Okay. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.